It's C-Duck Again is brought to you by Hackensack Brewing Company and their Imperial Pilsner Auga, which was created in honor of the legendary DJs The Awesome 2. Fit Crates, pure hip-hop satisfaction. Check out their limited edition new releases available now on Instagram. Weaponized Records, an independent music label serving up underground hip-hop. The revolution will not be televised. It will be weaponized. Rap Central Station Mag Paper, the world's first art rap chart magazine. And the Spit Slam Record Label Group. The Spit Slam Record Label Group, a Chuck D situation. Catch us on your favorite streaming platform, on Bandcamp, or visit our official web store at spitslamrecords.com. All releases are available digitally or on CD, with select titles available on vinyl and cassette. The Spit Slam Record Label Group. Throwback to the future sound.
Strutting like a peacock, shouting from the treetop. Deep roots like bebop. Once again it's C-Dot. Chock-a-block, sonic, phonic, freedom, rock, boxing. Shock, jock, flatline, hip-hop outfoxing. Ultra mag flossing, Jetty O bossing. Channel Zero watching, awesome friends blossom. Caution to the wind as the soul buck spins. Rip the microcosm, knocking down duck pins. Props from within, and when Chuck drops in, we shine like the light, cause life is paper thin. It's Tuesday, begin to learn from your kin, bringing uncut gems. It's C-Doc again.
It's C-Doc again.
Well, everybody. It is Tuesday night, and it's time for another episode of It's C-Doc Again. Hello. How is everybody doing out there in the internet world? These crazy days and times. Yeah, anyway. Hope everybody's doing well. Good to see you in the chat. We got a nice show lined up as usual tonight. Got to introduce the crew. And you know who we're talking about. She got her start in classic rap radio at the very first 24-hour all-rap station, KDAY in Los Angeles. Our lady from the heyday of K-Day, Jennifer O'Jenny.
Who, her?
The one and only.
What's happening?
Our very own West Side connection.
Yeah, exactly.
How are you, JOJ?
Exactly. I'm hanging in there. The birds, I don't know.
Yeah, the birds.
The hell?
The birds are mouthy tonight.
The birds are birding right now.
The birds are birding. Yes.
Yeah,
yes, they are.
They really are.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's good. Birding is good. Bird
yeah,
up.
if bird. At
Bird
least
up.
they're still alive.
Yeah, it's right. It's exactly it. Also joining us tonight, of course, he has the dopest account on Instagram. If you don't follow him, you're a sucker. The Culture Clip King. Ladies and gentlemen, Ultramax 7.
I have a $3 pistol.
Oh shit. Don't shoot me with your 50-cent bullet.
Yeah, shout out to my man Zilla Rocker. $3 pistol records.
$3 pistol.
Yeah. What's up, yo?
What's happening?
It's a hip hop day, man.
You had a busy hip hop day.
I've been talking. I started out talking to the partner of our guest. I was talking to Eddie Meeks.
Yeah.
Then I'm going back and forth with Mr. Paul Barman.
Right.
And then I had a very long conversation with Elder Sensei. So it's been a hip hop day.
It's been a hip hop kind of day.
Oh man,
that's what's up.
Shout out to all those people.
Yeah, word up, indeed. Yeah. All right. Well, our guest is here. Why waste time, right?
All right.
Yes. As you said, partner to Eddie Meeks, who we had on the show a while back. Southern Vangard Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, the other piece of the puzzle. Please welcome to the show, DJ Jon Doe. Oh, wait, shit. I forgot the button. Hang on. There it is.
What's going on,
or
y'all?
Don Joe, as it may be.
What up?
Or Don Joe, yes. But
What's shaking?
You know, I managed to get through the whole intro without flubbing up anybody's name or thing, and then I get to our guest, of course.
Don
That's
Joe.
all right, man.
Yeah.
Don Joe. I've been called worse, trust me.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man. I'm just, running around, scrambling, like everyone else is. So,
Yeah.
I have quite the squad at home. I have 4 kids, one of which is at college right now, but 3 of them are still here at the house. So,
Yeah.
and spring is always crazy. I have a daughter that's graduating in, I don't know, 2.5 months from high school. So she's going to be going off to college. And then I've got an 8th grader, a boy, and I've got another boy who is 9 in 3rd grade. So we've got we got a wide spectrum, and spring is always off the hinges. So,
Yeah.
but I love this time of year, man. So weather's getting nice in Atlanta. It's super dope right now. This is my favorite time of year. So, and I'm so hyped to be here. Thank you guys for having me. It's a true honor.
Oh no, hey, it was. I know you were busy the last time that Eddie came on because we were supposed to have both of you guys come through, but it's all good. We get to double up on the Southern Vanguard episodes. So
yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
we actually we had a show. We did our show last night, and Jenny was there, and I was talking about how if you had told 4th or 5th or 6th grade me that I would have been on Channel Zero, that I would have told you were crazy. So it's
So Jennifer said you had a funny story about that with the liner notes.
So
was it Take the Nation?
No. This is Fear of a Black Planet.
Fear of a Black Planet. Okay.
Yeah. So my first job, growing up was, I guess this was 6th grade. 6th grade, I had this job. Yeah, 5th grade, something like that. Anyway, I was a paper boy. So old school. Can I curse on here or no?
Yes. Fuck yeah.
Okay, great. So it's just like old school shit. I had a paper route, and rode my bike or walked the neighborhood delivering papers every day. Had a Walkman, had tapes, all this. And for whatever reason, man, like when I think about that time, other than Thanksgiving and Christmas editions of the newspaper, which were heavy as fuck, and my dad had to help me deliver them, 2 days out of the year because it was so thick with ads.
Right.
Anyway, that's some other old shit too. But the one thing that I remember about that, for whatever reason, is walking or biking that paper route and having Fear of a Black Planet in my Walkman. So when I would walk it, I would actually take I had the actual tape cassette and like the J card and all that, and the cassette for Fear of a Black Planet actually had the lyrics in a separate piece of paper. It was a white thin piece of, I don't know if you guys remember that or not, or if you had the cassette, but man, I mean, like every time I think about the paper route, or every time I think about Fear of a Black Planet, they're kind of like one and the same. So anyway, that's how the whole story came up. You told 6th grade or 5th grade me, doing my paper route, listening to the Fear of a Black Planet, that I'd be on Channel Zero. I'd have told you you're bugging. So anyway, oh no, is he about to pull this shit out? He's about to pull it out.
I am.
There it is. Oh my God. I was just thinking about this today. There it is. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. Oh.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yes. Look at that.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
I cut my lunch period the day that record came out. And I believe it came out the same day as People's Instinctive Travels.
Yeah.
They came out the same day.
Yeah.
I cut school, went to a local record store, and came back so I could be the first one in school to have it. And everybody's like, "Did you get it? We're still in school." I'm like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Priorities.
That was a huge record. Like,
Yeah,
huge.
man. Yeah,
People don't realize, they don't realize. If you didn't live through that time, everybody's like, rap started with Nas, Illmatic.
Yeah.
You guys are missing out on a lot here.
That was 1990. That record was like the record of 1990. That was a huge record.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know folks have their favorites or whatnot, but I think for whatever reason, like at that time period, that particular PE record just stuck to me just like big time. I mean,
Yeah.
I became obsessed with that record. I think that's when I started to figure out like just production, just the Bomb Squad, and it was just like I literally like blew my mind. So I think that was the like when I think about PE, like I think that's where my mind goes. Obviously, Yo Bum Rush the Show and Takes the Nations, before it are incredible records. But I mean, shit, I was born in '77, so I was 7 or 8 or something or 9 when the first PE record came out. I'm not.
Yeah,
I didn't.
You were 10. You were 10.
Yeah. So I didn't even. Yeah, I didn't even.
9, 10. Yeah.
Yeah, shit. I probably didn't know PE existed in '87 or whatever.
Right.
So, frankly, so I grew up in a small town in Kentucky. So I mean, thank God for Yo MTV Raps and cable TV. So
Right.
So what was the one that got you? What was the music that I call it the gateway drug? What was your gateway drug?
Yeah.
Hip hop.
I can't remember musically which one it was, but the first I've had this question asked before, like what was my gateway drug, or what was the event, or how was I exposed to it? But for whatever reason, we went to the World's Fair in Knoxville, Tennessee in '83, I believe, and there were b-boys there, like just in the streets, like rocking, and I was like, God, what in the world is this? And so like after that, like I had to figure it out, and somehow I did. I don't know how I figured it out, but that's definitely one moment that I remember for sure where like I got the bug and I was like, I just became obsessed with it. So if I had to say, like, I think I got what did I get? I think my parents got me. I know what it is. They got me one Christmas. They got me Beastie Boys' License to Ill, and they got me. I think they got me a Fat Boys tape. Like they didn't know what they had no idea what was going on. Like they were just like.
I was just gonna say, I thought the Fat Boys were gonna be in there somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like that's. I mean, that's as far as like I guess covering America or the U.S. from a hip hop standpoint, the Fat Boys are probably super. I guess what do you want to call it? Super accessible in one way or another.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that those are the gateways. I love the Beasties record. I wasn't really into the Fat Boys tape. I can't remember which one it was, but that was probably it.
Probably.
Yeah, crushing.
It was crushing. That's exactly. I think that's exactly what it was. Yeah, bingo.
Yeah.
So so after I kind of got into it, I had to go back and do all the homework, and I mean it's been a lifelong journey, as you guys know. Like that never stops. So and luckily I ran into some guys that were like-minded, and we just got deep into it. So
were you collecting records at that already as a kid? Did that come later?
No, I mean I had records because that's how we listened to music, not because I was like thinking to DJ. So I mean my mom and dad are like like music was always on in the house, and and all that. My mom was in the choir, played piano. I was in the church choir, played piano, trumpet, and band. So I mean, a bit like music was everywhere all the time. But I didn't really start like collecting records or buying records for the sake of DJing with them until I thought I might want to DJ, and this wasn't until I don't know 92 or 91 or something like that. So otherwise, I was just buying cassettes or or CDs or whatever. To get my fix there. It was probably like early to mid 90s is when I started buying records, like specifically for like I know I want to DJ. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I just started buying more records when I could.
What made you want to get into DJing?
So that's a good story. I remember this vividly too. So one of my best friends, my man Nate, uh, we kind of had just had a little crew that ran together in middle school and high school or whatever. And one of the dudes actually got into house music, so he was a house DJ.
Okay.
And he was the first person that I knew that had 1200s or had like a set of turntables, and they were 1200s. So my man Doug at the time, who had the turntables, he had like a fucked up situation at home, and he basically couldn't keep nice shit at his crib. So he kept his turntables at my man Nate's house. Well, I was at Nate's like every day, or Nate was at my house every day, because that was just we were homies like that. And man, first day I walked into Nate's room, turntables were on the floor actually, and the turntables and the mixer were set up on the floor. And I touched those motherfuckers, man, and it was boom. Like it was like a fucking Pulp Fiction. They open up the suitcase and the shit's shiny. That's basically what it was like. So yeah. So that's I touched them, and I was like, I knew I wanted to. Hip hop was my thing. Like just from a DJ standpoint. And so I really had to teach myself, like, because at the time, I mean, this was 90, 92, 93, so like, my friend Doug was in the house, and I didn't know any hip hop DJs in Glasgow, Kentucky. That's where I'm from. So, I was just, once I kind of got the bug, I just started like making sure I could get all the mixtapes. I started getting all the DMC tapes, all the VHSs. I started, just going further and further into the rabbit hole, and really was largely self-taught until really college, when I started meeting some other folks that were DJs in college, and just kind of around. I ended up doing college radio for quite some time when I was in college, and even after that. And so by nature I just ended up meeting a lot of DJs that way. Yeah. So
who were the DJs that inspired you early on?
I mean, at the time, I mean, pretty much the standards. I mean, I think they're kind of the standards now, or at least they are in my brain. But I mean, Jazzy Jeff, Cash Money,
Philly DJs.
Yeah, Philly DJs.
What's that? Bingo. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I knew you liked that, Ultra Mac. And then I didn't have like the huge like turntablism bug or whatever, but like I love the Beat Junkies. Like I thought that they were super dope because they were technical, but they were also super funky. And same thing with like the X-Men. So like the X-Men and the Beat Junkies were probably like my go-tos, like I guess at the time, like newer or up and coming DJs that were on the horizon. But like I really got into like kind of like the greats, really. So it was Jeff and Cash Money, and I'm trying to think who else was a big influence on me. It's probably it. I mean, those DMC tapes were like super influential. I learned a lot from those tapes. I mean, so I mean, obviously, like, I mean, the Premiers and the Pete Rocks, like the DJ producers, heavily influenced by them, like undoubtedly. Like Premier's that's my guy. Like that's the North Star for me, if you were, like from a DJ producer standpoint. So Marley, those guys, I mean, the DJ producer, guys were big influences on me. But that was probably initially, like, just later on, as I ended up getting into production and whatnot too. So
yeah, wow, that's a good segue. Yeah. How did you get into production?
So that's a good story too. So I was in I went to I went to college at Western Kentucky University in Bowling Green, Kentucky, which is 30 miles from where I grew up, basically. Go Hilltoppers. But as fate would have it, when I moved into my dorm, the first day I moved into my dorm, I ran into a dude that stopped me and was like, "What's all this shit you're bringing in?" And I was like, oh, fuck, like they're going to have a problem with my turntables and records because I brought all my shit from home. I brought my turntables, mixer, all my records. Like, I didn't give a fuck. I was, like we were doing this. And turns out the dude was, he was the RA for my floor. So it just so happened to be. He was also at the time, he was the program director for the college radio station at Western Kentucky. And this dude was actually throwing a party in the dorm that night for the football players because it was the football dorm. So he saw me bringing all my shit in, and he was just like, all right, so you're DJing this party tomorrow. I didn't know this dude from Adam, right? Kelly Menace. I mean, dude, I haven't talked to this guy in 30 years probably. Kelly Menace, if you're still out there, dog, thank you, because you changed my life. You didn't even know it. And then so literally the next night I DJ'd this party, and I had my first mixer. You guys remember the 19-inch rack mount Gemini joints that had the sampler on the in the bottom right hand corner? So that was my first mixer actually, because I think I bought that from my friend Doug because he needed some bread. So like that's actually where I got my turntables and my mixer, was my friend Doug, who had a bunch of fucked up shit going on at home and he couldn't hold on to he needed the cash. So I bought the turntables and the mixer off of him. So what I did is at the party on that Saturday night in the dorm, like I had a mic hooked up and like the football players were going up and talking and shit like in the mic. So I was actually sampling them while they were talking and playing this shit back. And so like they thought that was they thought that was a gas. They're like, who is this kid? Like what's going on here? So Kelly was like, man, you killed that last night. Like, you were, the music was right. And you were also, being entertaining and using this. So anyway, so like the next day he was like, hey man, we got a slot on Sundays from 10 PM to 2 AM. Do you want to show? And like, normally I'm going to get to to your question, C-Doc.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's all good.
But so anyway, so he gave me a show, and like I didn't have to go through the classes for cert or anything. I just went up there and he showed me the ropes and whatnot. So he actually gave me a pass, and so that's kind of what started my career in college radio, and that's actually why we're doing Southern Vangard Radio today. Actually, that said, because of the radio show, I met a DJ on campus who was a drum and bass DJ. I don't know why I can't meet any like hip hop DJs. Like I'm meeting all these like different, which is great. Actually, it's fine. I mean, like you get exposed to a lot of different type of music.
Right.
But I ended up rooming with him, or he had we were roommates for 1 year, and he was drum and bass jungle producer. And so that's how I kind of got into production. And a buddy his was selling his EPS 16 Plus. So I bought an EPS 16. I bought his buddy's EPS 16 Plus because he was upgrading or doing something different, or he probably needed some money too. You know how that shit goes.
Yeah.
And so I got an EPS 16 Plus. But what was interesting is that the drum and bass DJ was he was actually, those folks like, house folks, and particularly like drum and bass and jungle producers, like they were way ahead of their time and using computers to control samplers and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he was actually using Cubase. So he was using an external sequencer with his EPS 16 Plus. Wow. So like, I didn't know any better. Like I didn't know, like, I was just like, well, this is like, okay, so I can use this shitty sequencer in the EPS 16 Plus, or I can like see it on a computer. So like I had a computer, so he gave me a cracked version of Cubase, and that's how I learned. That's actually how I was programming the EPS 16 Plus, was through Cubase and not on the actual EPS 16 Plus itself. So I've never been like an MPC guy or anything like that. I've always been like EPS 16 Plus was my first sampler, and then like I ended up getting into like a rack mount, and now it's all software in the box and shit. But But yeah, so that's how I got into production, was a drum and bass DJ producer that I was friends with, and he kind of taught me the ropes, and I took off from there. And then of course that got me into like buying records to sample, and there's another rabbit hole you kind of get into, with digging and whatnot. So
yeah, I see you still have plenty of vinyl behind you.
Oh God, I mean, so this room here, that's where all my shit is. All my records are. So that's like a little closet. There's I need to go through that. It's ridiculous in there. That's the hoarder's room right there is what that is. But yeah, I mean, that's what was so dope about like when I got that gig at the college radio station is like when I walked in, my buddy Kelly like opened up the closet. He's like, "Here's all the vinyl we have." I'm like, that's awesome.
You're right.
So this is 95, right? So this is like, Nas promos, Big L promos,
Yeah.
Hyro promos. No one was DJing, right? So like they would get service from all the labels and they just shove all the vinyl in there and like,
Oh wow.
they had like a not great like urban show on Wednesday nights or something like that. But I turned them out when I showed up because I was dragging my 1200s and my mixer. There wasn't an elevator. This radio station was on the top floor of the building that we're in. So for every Sunday for 4 years, I carried my 1200s, a mixer, and probably 4 crates of records up 4 flights of stairs to do this fucking radio show every Sunday. So
I've been a record boy. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I'd like to think I paid my dues on that front, but I mean, the radio station just exposed me to so much, like just it really changed my life for real. Like that guy Kelly Menace, like really like put me on or just sort of directed me in the path, just to really like get deep into DJing and producing and just get further and further deeper into the culture, so.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. Have you ever found anybody who listened to you from college until now, Southern Vanguard?
Well, I mean, I've got some friends from like, from that era that are still like locked in, but I don't think I've had any like, I used to listen to you on at WWHR on WKU. Now I do have every once in a while I will run into someone because after I left school, I moved to Nashville for a year, and I was running around with Egon, Count Basie, and all those guys during that time, and so I was always popping into the radio show, or I'd fill in for Egon when he couldn't play, and for a summer I actually had my own show at Vanderbilt. Which was where E went to school, and Egon and Count Basie had a show there. So that's how I got kind of into the mix, all that. So I'll run into that every once in a while. And just for the simple fact is of like Vanderbilt, the 91.1 WRVU, that's 100,000 watt radio station. So that had a huge spread, whereas like the radio station that I was on at Western Kentucky University was like 100 watts. So like, I mean, that motherfucker wouldn't even reach to Glasgow, Kentucky, where I was from, 30 miles away. You know what I mean? So,
right.
But every once in a while, someone will pop up and be like, "Hey, I used to listen to you when you were on WRVU in Nashville," and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that would be bugged out. I haven't had any Western Kentucky like WKU like crawl out of the woodworks yet. But you know what, C-Doc, it's going to happen now because you just asked that question.
Well, yeah, I was wondering, did you tape any of your shows?
I did. They're in that closet. They're in the hoarder's closet.
That's fantastic.
Somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, that's
somewhere.
Great.
Yeah, I've got some of the playlists too. Because you had to write it down. And write the playlist down. And actually, I think at the time, that was a requirement. Like you had to submit the playlist. Yeah. At the end of the show or whatever. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, good times. College radio is like still like that. Like that's really my heart, man. I love like the spirit of college radio in general is, I love, and that's literally why we ended up doing Southern Vangard Radio, or started it 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Now it's even better because back then we didn't have it. WWHR and WRVU. Like we didn't have Free Arbor like WCLK in New York, like Stretch and Bob and all those guys where they could just go crazy at 2 a.m. or whatever it was. Like we didn't have that there. So when we started Southern Vangard Radio, I was like, oh man, this is great. I can say whatever the fuck I want, play whatever I want, don't have to worry about cleans. Like it was glorious. So
right.
Yeah.
So was it through Egon and Count Bass that you hooked up with DayByDay Entertainment?
Kind of. Yeah. No, not kind of. Yes, that is how that happened. So Count was on DayByDay. So I think the first record he put out on DayByDay was Dwight Spitz.
Dwight Spitz, yeah.
Yeah. So I think Count was definitely the connect there to DayByDay. And that's what connected us to Doom and all the other folks on that. And actually we ended up connecting some folks that put out their records on DayByDay as well. So like the Biggest Rex guys like Jax and Killicalm and Flux and all those dudes, like we were indirectly kind of the connect for that, and the homies Jamin and DT from at the time Clandestine. They put out their record there. Jay Cyanide, like that's where all that. So yeah, it's all really through like Count really is the one that kind of plugged me in with DJ Fisher at DayByDay, and I met Grim and Doom and all that. And
right.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, because did you have one beat on the Metal Fingers on the Special Herbs?
No, so I didn't have a beat. I just gave Doom a record. So
okay. Is that what it was?
Yeah. So the story with Special Herbs Volume 1 is that when I first so Count was in town for a weekend, and when he found out where I lived, it turns out that it was literally maybe 10 minutes away from where Doom lived in Kennesaw. Because when I moved to the Atlanta area, Kennesaw is where I ended up moving. So when Count came into town, I think to do some work with Doom at the time, and that's how that like Count and Doom and my man Pocket came through. That's how I met Doom, and we just ended up building, and I had records everywhere, and I had doubles of shit, and he was looking for drums, and I'm like, this is fucking Zev Love X. Dude, like,
right.
As far as I'm concerned, you can have anything you want in this room. record wise, you know. So you've probably heard stories about, like, since Doom's passing, about how he was very his approach with like records and sample sourcing was super unorthodox.
Yeah. Like
he would literally just like work with what was in front of him. So, I mean, and that's what actually happened when literally the first day that I met him. So on the Special Herbs joint, one of the records that I hit him off with, because I'm always like thrifting and dollar bin digging and stuff like that. So I've always got some shit laying around. So I think I may have took us some stacks, because he was, at the time, I don't think he had a lot of records. That ended up, I think one of the records that he used for that beat was just a record that I gave him. I didn't even know he was going to do that. He just looked out. So like, if you look at the back of Special Herbs, I think that's what most of those are. Like Pocket as well. Like I think hit him off with a record or a sample or something like that. So that's why they're all listed there. That's why you like Bob's listed on there, right? That's probably like, you guys have heard the story about Rhymes Like Dimes, I'm assuming. Like how that whole thing came together at Bob's crib. Have you guys heard that story?
I'm not sure if I have or not.
Yeah, so I think Bob told this on a podcast or something after Doom passed, but supposedly, if I fuck it up, apologies, Bob, if he hears this or someone hears it, and there's some Doom weirdos out there that are doing some dumb shit. Fuck y'all, by the way. But I think like at the time, like Doom went over to Bob's crib, and he had the Quincy Jones, the James Ingram record that he used for Rhymes Like Dimes.
Yeah,
That was Bob's record.
Okay.
So like I think he either borrowed the record from Bob or he may have even made the beat on the spot at Bob's, something like that. And then at the end, you know, when Bob's going crazy at the end of Rhymes Like Dime, when he's like buttery biscuits and all that shit,
Yeah.
like that was actually without the song being done. I don't think there was a beat. There wasn't any music for him to listen to. I don't think, or maybe it was just the beat. Anyway, so supposedly with Operation Doomsday, like a lot of the record was apparently made that way, where he was just kind of like hopping around to like, you know, different spots to record and to put the record together, and he was actually just like leveraging people's records that were literally in front of him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that dude's so ill.
You know what? That lyric he has, like note to self, return Bob's old record. He has that. Doom has that lyric.
Oh, is that in Rhymes Like Dimes?
No, it's not in Rhymes Like Dimes. I forget what his song it is, but he says note to self, return Bob's old record. Like he says that.
So that's what it was. And funny enough, that same shit actually happened in my crib. I don't know if I've ever told the story before, but this is an ill story. This fucks me up every time I tell the story. So either that weekend or the next weekend, I'd literally like just been to the flea market, had just been thrifting, and he came over, and I had like, you know, the stack of just like a, you know, here's a stack of records that I got, you know, last weekend or whatever, right? Like they're on the floor. So he comes over. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I ran into that. I ran into that.
Go Stetson.
One of the best.
Yeah, no. I know it was ill. Jenny had Daddy O come through last week too on the show, like on the Twitch stream. Yeah. The day before I'd found that record, like thrifting. So anyway, that's some other ill shit. So anyway, so Doom came over and like, you know, stack of records in the floor, and I had found a copy of JJ Fast Supersonic, right? So, you know, like before Serato, you know, you find records that like you use on the regular, like you're fucking up records DJing, you're Q burning them, they get skips, like whatever. So like if you come across a record that you're using regularly, especially a classic, like you just cop it, especially if it's at 50 cents or $1 or you know, whatever at the flea market or the Goodwill or wherever. So he's like, so I think at the time, like I was actually just bumping shit down to CD for him. So he's like, yo, can you bump down, you know, Supersonic for me? I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah. He's like, I just love that record. I just want it on a CD. So however many years later, when fucking Hoe Cakes comes out, yo, that's when that fucking happened. Yo, that's so ill.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Right?
Super.
Like it took me. Yeah, exactly. That's from that visit. He didn't have Supersonic. Yo, so if
that's so dope.
Dog, that is, and I don't know if that was like, if that idea was like you know, has just been in his head for a while and he just like didn't have the record or like whatever. But dude, like that stack of records ended up being like parts of like the next couple of albums, fucking Madvillainy and not Madvillainy because that was Madlib. Fucking a bunch of the herbs. Yeah, MM Food. Yes, MM Food. Yep. And then maybe some King Ghidra shit. Right. Even some of the Wu records that he produced, like that was from that stack or those couple of stacks that were just that's what I mean, man. That's what's so ill about this dude, right? So I mean, you think about like I think this is how I knew Doom for a very short, like you know how they say people are seasons or whatever. Like I knew him for a very short amount of time, and I think that's how most of his relationships work. Was he was just very nomadic, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, man, like that stack of records that I like that one weekend, like ended up like I found the I'm having a brain fart right now. No, it was another hip hop record. I found Looking at the Front Door. I found that for $1 somewhere. Oh, wow. So he's like, just bump off the drums for that because Doom didn't give a shit. This is before like he didn't care about any rules. Like
Right.
he didn't care that he was sampling from, a main source record to get drums. There's drums. I'm going to take them and I'm going to use them.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, bump that main source shit off for me too. And then like there'd be some random jazz record that we liked, and he's like, yeah, put that in. So, dude, I mean,
Wow.
yeah, I don't think I didn't put the JJ Fad thing together until like much later. I just it may have even been like after he passed or right before he passed. I don't know. Me and my man Coop, shout out my man Coop. That's another contributor to big contributor to MM Food actually. We pieced that together like long after like the song came out. Is what we think it pretty much came from like those couple of sessions in my crib when I first met him. It's ill.
That's so dope.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, it's nuts.
Oh man.
What were
How
you
did-
asking? You asked about how I got hooked into Day by Day. There we go.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. Yeah, that works.
Listen, bro, we
Yeah.
love the stories, man.
Yeah, man. Just tell
Yeah, yeah.
stories. Oh, good.
I feel like I'm just like vomiting at the mouth, so you guys can tell me to shut the fuck up.
Listen,
if you want to.
fine.
I had Doom stories on here. You gave us some brilliant ones.
Yeah.
Okay, great, awesome,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Did you see the Knackwurst for the win?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I put it up. Yeah. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, because you were involved with a handful of Day by Day records, including your own. So
Yeah, so the Prophetics record was that's me, Meeks, and Mello. I mean, Prophetics was originally Meeks and Mello and G Supreme, DJ G Supreme, big up G. And then things happened, whatever. I ended up being the DJ for Prophetics. I met Meeks actually through. That's how I met Meeks, is through Egon Account's show. So I was at Egon Account's show one night, and Meeks was in town, and he was running through promoting Larger Than Life, which was an EP with Rico. Big up Rico. And that's how I met Meeks. So when I moved to Atlanta, a job brought me there. And Meeks was the first call I made actually, and they were looking for a DJ, and I just about hit my stride and rhythm with like figuring out production and whatnot, and the amount of decent beats that I made were greater than the shitty beats that I was making.
Mhm.
always a good thing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it takes some time to get there.
It does. It does.
I made a lot of terrible beats.
Bro,
But,
you and me both. I still have
yeah.
those days. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh, it still happens now, right? I mean, people don't understand that.
yeah.
Like,
All the time. All the
yeah,
time.
I was your
I always
favorite
get the
producers
call
make
with-
shitty beats too.
Yeah, yo, man. I always get the call. Hey, send me some beats. Like when I'm in the middle of a slump. Like Chuck calls me. It's like, hey, Doc, I need some tracks. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, nothing's good right now, dude. Oh, terrible.
I know.
It's the worst.
I know. Yeah, you just got to fight through it though.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You gotta fight through it.
You got to keep pushing.
Yep.
So at the time, I started DJing with for Meeks and Mello, doing some shows, and they liked the beats, and we figured out that we were going to press a 12-inch, and we figured all that out, put out a 12-inch, and it did for all intents and purposes. I thought it did really well. It did really well in Japan actually.
Oh, yeah.
And then we put that out independently on Meek's label, Asylum Entertainment, and then we met DJ and Grim and all those dudes, and we had started working on the album. I think we had like 6 or 7 joints done, sent them to DJ, and he was like, I love this, I want to put it out. And that's how that kind of happened. And so like that was going on at the same time we met Doom, which I think Meeks told this story.
Right.
Mag, I think you asked Meeks about this on his interview, like how did the Doom beat end up getting on High
right.
Risk? Yeah. So that's how that whole thing that was all kind of happening like at the same time. So we put out Prophetics High Risk on there. Meeks put out a solo album on there, out on there. I had a producer project that I dropped in 2003 that was also on there. That had a joint with Doom on it, and like 7 LS with Tarek and Declaim and Jay Sands and
That's the Meet Jon Doe record, right?
Yeah, that's me, Jon Doe. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I put that out on Day by Day. I did a remix of a Grim joint called "Teach the Babies" that was on Downfall of Iblis. I just did a flip of that. So yeah, we had that was a great time. That was a fun time. DJ was a great great dude, and really plugged us into a lot of opportunities, and frankly ended up doing some historical shit like in that era. In one way or another. So yeah, that Day by Day connect was definitely like a level up, so to speak, right? When we met those guys, and they just kind of plugged us in and really looked out for us. So big up DJ. I haven't talked to DJ in years, and I think Grim's on the West Coast now. Big up both of those brothers.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think Grim's on the West Coast now. I could be wrong.
Yeah, he's out there. Yep.
Is he?
He is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How'd you get the KRS-One joint?
I'm trying to. It might be. I don't think that was me. Did I do a joint with KRS-One? And I don't remember. I don't think I did.
You had a credit.
It might be another. It might be another
Somebody
Jon Doe.
fucked
I
up.
don't know.
Okay.
So yeah, it could be.
Somebody fucked up.
Meeks and Mello were on tour with Chris for they did a West Coast run.
Okay.
For 2 or 3 weeks. Oh God, that's a crazy story too. We actually did a show at a church. Did Meeks tell you all this story?
No.
Yeah. So we did a show with Chris at a church. I think Meeks is in the chat. Meeks can probably fill us in. We did a show at a church in Atlanta. So we performed, and then Chris performed. Then afterwards, Chris asked Meeks and Mello and asked us to go on the road with him for 2 weeks for a West Coast run. Wow. I couldn't go. I should have gone. In retrospect, I was too worried about my job and family responsibilities and all this shit. Not right. That Meeks and Mello weren't worried about it, but I should have said fuck it and gone. But that might be where the KRS connection is coming from. C-Doc. It's probably some, who knows.
Hillside Truth Chapel.
There you go. Hillside Truth Chapel. Yeah. Yeah. Meeks always gives me shit about that too, because I DJ'd between, I DJ'd at the beginning, and then we performed, and then I DJ'd before Chris came on. And they're like, you got to play clean records. I'm like, cool. I will play clean records. Well, I mean, I was playing clean records. These were young kids at the time, or younger, right? So right. I'm playing 50 Cent in the Club. I'm playing Missy Elliott, Work It. I get about halfway into the set between the Prophetics and KRS going on, and Mello runs up. He's like, JD. He's like, you can't be playing these joints, because these boys and girls are going wild up in that church. So yeah, that was a good time. Yeah, I should have gone on the KRS-One tour with Meeks and Mello. So, but oh well.
Yeah. So oh yeah, you did one of the Black Album remixes too, right?
I did, yeah. So I did a Black Album remix, which was a lot of fun. I was kind of late to the game on that, honestly, but
I was gonna ask.
I just couldn't work. I couldn't work fast enough, to turn it out quickly enough, and I just, it takes me forever to make a beat. It takes me even if I've got everything lined up, it just takes me a long time. I can't turn shit around quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, oddly enough, that remix project got picked up by some random label in South Korea. So there's a Korean edition of that album on CD that has the original as I just released it independently. I just pressed it up and sold it on shit. I don't even know where I sold it. What did I do? Did I sell it somewhere? I think I was just giving them away.
Okay.
because we had promo lists because we put out the Prophetics record, and so I'd send I'd send DJ 50 copies, and he just put them in the mailers when he send them out, or I'd submit them to magazines or whatever, and websites and stuff like that. But somehow some guys in Korea caught wind of it, and they did a double CD. So they actually wanted the instrumentals, and then they wanted me to do like 1 or 2 extra joints. So I did a remix. I can't remember. I did a remix of another Jay-Z joint, and like they tagged that on the end of it. But yeah, it's kind of wild. I wish I had it's in the hoarder's closet over there, but they made these wild stickers and posters of me. Like it's not like I sent them the art and they just like, just put their logo label on it. They redid everything. So like, wow. There's a sticker of me that has all this anime shit in the background, like little like Kirby's. They're not Kirby's, but like the little ghosts.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not an anime person, so pardon whatever dumb shit I'm saying right now. But it was like it's this cartoon picture of me. They gave me a mustache. I look Mexican, actually. I don't know why. I don't know why maybe they thought I was Mexican. And they had all this anime shit behind me. And they took some of the visuals from the record and like totally changed them. And I think it's the only time like my mom and dad, because I took them like I take them the material and stuff from all my, music shit, and they didn't understand it or get it. But
right.
Yeah, Jon Doe, Coop saying Jon Doe. Yeah, like I think that's the one time my mom and dad were like, "What the fuck is this guy doing? Like, why is his music coming out in South Korea?" So, but that was a lot of fun, man. That was good times. But yeah,
the surprise visit from your partner, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the show, Eddie Meeks.
Oh shit! There he is.
Damn, so soon. I was trying to let you get your shine, homie. My bad.
Hey, we're together all the time anyway, so this is what it's supposed to be.
No doubt. Peace to everybody.
What's good, my dog?
C-Doc, what up,
brother?
What's happening?
What's going on?
No, comedic relief is here.
Telling stories. Story time.
Yeah, he ain't telling them right, man.
See? Yeah. Go ahead.
Nah. Everything has been official so far, man. We appreciate y'all to the fullest, man. So yeah, homie talking his shit tonight. I have a hard time to get him to talk his shit, man. So
I'm trying, dog. I'm trying.
You're doing it.
I'm trying. I'm doing it. Okay.
Keep
all
talking
right.
Shit. I'm not here.
All right.
I have a question for both, since you guys, the Atlanta scene and everything. Were you guys friends with Dre the Beatnick?
Absolutely.
Yeah, can you talk about him?
Drez.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Drez.
Absolutely. Yeah. Drez put us in front of a lot of people here in Atlanta for sure. So Four Kings Entertainment, that's how we end up doing shows at pretty much all the venues that cater to hip hop here in Atlanta. We did all that pretty early on, and it was because of Drez. Just a promoter on steroids. You know what I'm saying? And
beatboxer too.
Yeah, Four Kings Entertainment was the go-to promotion house here as far as hip hop was concerned. So yeah, Drez was very instrumental. Although I will say this, Drez did not let Jon Doe in the club one night when we were supposed to be opening up for somebody, because it was that transitional period when we went from DJ G Supreme, Allah peace to the God G Supreme, and Jon Doe was our DJ producer, and we went to dinner one night before this show. It was like right across the street from the spot. Shouts out to rest in peace to MJQ Concourse. But we was right across the street at Fellini's eating pizza. Jon Doe was like, yo, man, I think I need to get over there and set up. I was like, well, cool, we'll settle up, the tab and everything. You go ahead and settle up. So it took us a good 20 minutes to settle everything up. We get over to the club. He's still standing outside. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? He's like, man, they don't believe I'm your DJ. I was like, who don't believe what? Drez came out. He was like, yeah, man. So dude trying to tell me, I was like, Drez, like, that's how I DJ. He was like, that's not true. I was like, Drez, how you gonna tell me who my DJ is, man? That's my DJ.
Well, I mean, not only that. Like when I got there, and for those of you that don't know about MJQ, like MJQ is a basically an underground club in Atlanta. I can't remember what it's called now. Well, they moved it.
Yeah,
literally underground. So you went in. I have no idea how this ever passed code in the city of Atlanta ever. But you went in and then you went down in like a basement basically. So I got down in there and Drez was there and I told him who I was and he's like, I don't understand. Like you're the DJ for Prophetics? I was like, yeah. He's like, what happened to G? I was like, I don't know, Doc. I don't even know who G is. I'd been here like Meeks. How long have I been here? Like 3 months?
Something like that. Yeah, it was early.
It was early. And I'm like, I didn't even know who fucking G Supreme was. I hadn't even met this brother yet. So he was like, what happened to G? I'm like, I don't know. And he just like stopped and looked at me. He's like, a white boy? I was like, yeah, man. I don't know what to tell you. He's like, hold on, man. Welcome. So anyway, we got through that, rocked that shit regardless. That shit was funny, man. I'll never forget that. Big up Drez. He looked out.
Yeah. People don't understand to this day why I rock with the white boy, but I learned early on, just getting to know John, that our backgrounds are similar, our upbringing is similar.
Indeed.
We both from some truck stop towns that we grew up in, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like at the end of the day, man.
Dads both love going to the track. Like my dad loved horse racing. His dad loved Greyhound, right? Dog racing.
We had the Greyhound track over in Arkansas. So it's just too many similarities, and you can never front on that. So I know this dude, you know what I'm saying, and he knows me. And that's just the end of it. So we gonna rock with each other forever, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, big up Drez.
Yeah, seriously.
Backwards. Yep, Prophetics album has joints, he says. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, man.
You better believe it.
Yeah. Yep. That's a dope record. So Southern Vangard Radio. Yeah, we got we have a little announcement, huh?
Oh, do it.
Right?
That's y'all's announcement.
A little
It's not our announcement. That's y'all's announcement.
Nah, I mean, come on. So yes, you've been doing it. You've been doing it for on Twitch for how long now?
Well, on Twitch, I don't even know how long we've been doing it on Twitch, but we started the show in 2015, like just as a podcast, and then as COVID era and Twitch and all that stuff, like we eventually kind of morphed into that. So we've been on Twitch for I don't know what 3 or 4 years now, Meeks. Something like that.
I think that's safe to say. About 3 or 4. Yeah.
But yes, so we decided what the hell last night, and to bring it also to Channel Zero. So
Southern Vangard Radio on Channel Zero, man.
Oh yeah, wait, where's the button? Damn it, shit. There it is.
Bo.
Yeah, I don't have. I got that one on the phone. Shit.
Hey, they got to do the sound that they open the show up with. They got.
I should have the.
Man, where's Mocha when you need him?
Right. Right. Okay, that's right. Oh no, that's the wrong one.
There we go.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh shit! Is that the Bob Barker? Is that the Price is Right shit? That's what that is.
No, but I have that somewhere too.
Okay. Oh, that's
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
right, exactly.
But yeah, I think we're gonna do it Monday nights, right? So you guys go live on Twitch on Sunday, and then we're gonna do the reruns on Mondays.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, man. Hype. Mama, I made it. I'm on channel 0.
No doubt.
Damn, man. It's so ill.
Yeah. I don't have beef with Chuck D no more. I'm back.
Yes, we fixed that.
I'm all the way in the game, man.
We resolved that. The misunderstanding.
I'm an honorary S1W right now. You can't tell me shit.
That's a great story. I love that story.
Yeah.
I've told plenty of people that story.
I was telling Jennifer earlier that's like one of the they're like amazing moments on this show and then after the show, and that's definitely one of them.
Oh
yeah. There's like a good 3 or 4 that we can point to, and that's definitely one of them.
That's definitely one of them. Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah.
That one, and was it Rhett Maddock realizing who Sugar Bear was? That was that's a fun one.
Casanova Rudd.
Yeah. I didn't bring up that one. We didn't talk about that one. Try to forget that one. But that's all good. It's all good. So looking forward to it. Thank you guys for bringing your talents to Channel 0. Anything we can do to preserve it and make it available for more people, love to do it. So
absolutely, thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah. What? Anything else coming up of note you guys want to talk about or announce, or let us know.
Let's see here. What do we have going on?
We're quickly coming up on 500 episodes.
Oh yeah.
So
wow.
We're trying to figure out what we're gonna do to celebrate that and commemorate that. So just stay tuned for that. I just got one more story request. I need for my homie to talk about the part he played in Madvillainy. He briefly mentioned it earlier. But you want to talk about a wild story? That's the one. And then I'm done. I don't want to say nothing else.
All right. Well, so this is from the same era when I was talking earlier about like the supersonic shift for hoe cakes and special herbs and all that. And again, big up my dog Coop. He's here in the chat tonight. Super dope artist. But one weekend Coop was in town and wait. That's actually 2 stories you probably need to tell. So let's rewind. Let's talk about Madvillainy first.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this is the same trip. Sorry. Same weekend. So Coop came down from Nashville to visit. We hung out. We went over to Dooms to hang out just to kick it. Brought some records. Coop is like Coop is one of the few people that I know that is like, he's kind of like a how like Bismarck, rest in peace Bismarck, was like just a collector of everything. Yeah. Like he was a DJ, but he had like just pop culture. Yeah, exactly. Yep. So like Coop is like that if I could explain it, like that's the only way that I can kind of explain it. So he's got all kinds of shit. And so he had some VHS tapes that had like Third Base at Spring Break performing, doing Gas Face, and Zev and Sub, I think, were there actually at that performance. So like he took that over and like wanted to like give that to Doom. I think in hindsight, I don't know that I would have like, I don't think we would have signed off on that. I mean, we were young back then. Like that was, Sub had passed already, or had passed obviously. And I don't know that I would have showed up at, some guy's house and pulled out, rare footage of him performing with his brother, with Spring Break in Daytona, you know what I mean? So
Right.
Anyway, I guess that's one of the good things about being young is you're not overthinking shit. But anyway, so that was like one of them. And then he just had like we obviously knew like Doom was a big like comic book fan. So like Coop had a bunch of like just a collection of just old like Marvel like Spider-Man episodes and Fantastic Four episodes on VHS. Like he just knew Doom was into that shit, so he just like put together a package like to bring it basically. And I also I was always taking records over to Doom for one reason or another, whether I was just gonna hit him off with some records or we were just gonna listen to records or whatever, just hanging out. You know, I think it was like on that visit, like we were talking about Madlib and things like that. And he mentioned that like, you know, someone from the Stones Throw camp like had reached out. It wouldn't have been Madlib. I don't know if it was Wolf or whatnot, but we kind of found out like at that time that like, you know, that was Madlib was wanting to work with Doom. So oddly enough, like, I don't know, a month or two later, I ended up talking to Egon. And Egon was like, what? He's like, you really know Doom like that? I was like, yeah, I mean, yeah, as much as I can say that I know him. And he's like, well, man, he's like, you know, Madlib really wants to work with him. He's like, do you think that if I like put together a package for you, you know, of Madlib's music, you take it to him? And I'm like, yeah, man, send it. So like he's put together this fat ass package of everything that Madlib had done on Stone's Throw up to that point, and even some white label shit that hadn't been out yet.
Yeah.
And so I'll never forget this. Actually, I had this package to drop off for him, and like I didn't want to hand off because I wanted this shit to happen. I was like, oh fuck, like if Doom and Madlib like collaborated, like this shit's gonna be crazy, right? Like I knew it was gonna be. I didn't know it was gonna be a classic. Didn't know it was gonna be a fucking undisputed classic, but I knew it was gonna be ill. So I took the box over and I was like, Doom just wanted me to drop it off. And I was like, I just need 5 minutes of your time because I was pitching, right? I wanted to pitch it to him. So I'm like, because he had no idea, like Doom didn't, you know, like at the time, like if you asked him like what hip hop he listened to, like he loved like Dipset and Cameron and shit. You know what I mean? So he didn't care about all that. He didn't care about any of that other, you know, all this underground shit, other than if like it was just in a circle, right? Science of Life and, you know, Star and shit like that.
Right.
So I got over there with the box, and we were standing outside in his driveway, and I just opened up the box, and I kind of broke down everything for him, like, you know, here's Loop Pack, here's, you know, here's the Yesterday's New Quintet shit. I knew Doom was going to be into that because he's a jazz head. So like I knew he would really be into that. So I was just kind of explaining, like, here's Quasimodo, this is some alter ego shit. So I was just really just trying to, like, in 5 minutes, basically like break down what Madlib was about musically and what all these different projects were. So he had some sort of context. Right. And didn't just put one thing on and like toss it because he didn't like the Loop Pack record or something. Right. I don't know. Right. You know what I mean? Like, so anyway, I mean, that was one of the, Meek says it's the reason, but it's not the reason in my opinion. But I do think that it was fairly influential in like that collab eventually coming together. There were a lot of players and a lot of cooks in the kitchen on that one, good and bad, in my opinion.
Here's why I say it's the reason. And you just explained it perfectly. That none of that stuff was on Dome's radar.
Right.
So you put it on his radar.
Yeah.
And from there, classic shit happens. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's very possible, John. It's very possible.
Man. Yeah. You know. So anyway, so that was the story there, and you know, a shout out my man E. You know, and you know, frankly, like there's been a lot of unfortunate things happen in regard to, you know, Egon and his relationship with, you know, the Doom estate or whatever you want to call it. I really don't give a fuck about any of that. All I will say is don't believe anything you see on the internet, or hear or whatever. I promise you, it is not what any of us see and hear.
Yeah,
I promise you that. So I'll leave it at that. I'll leave that in particular, like at that. We'll leave that where it's at. But you know, he did try his hardest to give me an A&R credit on the album. So if you look at that back of the Madvillainy album, like on the vinyl in the credits, so to speak, you'll see like I get a special thanks. They were trying to make that an A&R, but there was somebody that was making that difficult for me to obtain. So I didn't get an official A&R credit on the album, but I would have. So anyway, I mean, whatever. Like just goes back to like the Supersonic story I told. You know what I mean? Like just being able to be like a sliver of a part of that is just, it's like me being on Channel Zero. It's the same shit. Like I literally like, can't believe it. So, and that is a bona fide. It's really dope to be part of like an undisputed, like bona fide modern day classic. It's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
And it happened twice. It also happened with MM Food because, and actually this was more influence from Coop than me. There might have been some records that I gave Doom that he used on it. Well, I mean, the Supersonic shit, well, that was on Hoe Cakes, but almost all of the vocal snippets and all just the bugged out weirdo shit that you hear on MM Food all came from that time when we visited Doom and Coop hit him off with that box of tapes. So if you look on the back of the MM Food CD vinyl, you'll see like at the end of the track listing, it says, thanks to Coop or some Coop. I apologize if I fucked it up. Thanks to Coop or peace to Coop. So that's how that all kind of went down. So, I mean, it's wild, man. It's wild. It's wild. It bugs me out still, like when I talk about it.
Right.
So, and I usually didn't talk about this stuff, like, which is what, Meeks is always like pushing me to talk more because I don't like to talk about myself. But, there were some folks that were like after Doom passed and, folks, started telling stories and, I was one of these stories I had told to someone and they had mentioned it in passing, and I realized like if I didn't start telling the stories that someone was going to tell it and it was going to be fucked up. So, now I talk about it if there's an opportunity or I get asked about it because I just want to, I want to speak about it from my perspective, not someone else's, third hand account of it. So, anyway, Big Super in the house. What up, Super?
Word.
So yeah, man. So yeah, Madvillainy, MM Food, and I mean, man, it was fucking, just amazing.
Yeah,
just amazing. A real blessing, and it's a big up to Doom, man. Like that, we didn't. One of the great things that me and Meeks and Mello and Coop, had from a relationships perspective with him was, it was really truly just about friendship and just like it was totally about the music. Like that's it, period. At the end of the day, I didn't give a fuck about business, but whatever. This was just about pure love for the music and the art and just contributing, you know what I mean? So that we were just getting busy, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's what's that about, which is why it's so upsetting to see all this, fuckery going on, right now with Madvillainy and whatnot. So anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, Meeks, that I did that. Does that satisfy you?
Thank you, Juan. Thank you, Juan. Gracias, Juan.
Dope shit, gents. Dope shit. So yeah, like I said before, Southern Vangard Radio, Sunday nights on Twitch. They'll be here on Mondays with us here at Channel Zero.
Woo.
And
man. Yeah, for those that don't know, it's all new music every week. So like we don't do throwback shit. It's all brand new records every week. Like might have literally dropped the day before we do the show. And that's been the format for the show for 11 years from day one. From
incredible.
Jump. Yep. Every single week, all new joints. So if you need some people will say they use it as their source for new hip hop because they don't have, they don't have the time, especially if they're of our age. A lot of folks don't have the time to be, embedded in the music. So they'll use us as their source for finding out about new underground hip hop and rap. So, so that's a blessing. And again, like do it totally for the love. Trust me, we're not doing it for the bread. I promise you that.
None of us are.
None of us.
Wait, that ain't no bread over there? What?
You better go somewhere else.
Yeah. We're like if we get free records. So,
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yep.
Speaking of, real quick, Meeks and I did put out a book last year
Oh,
that
word.
I'm super proud of. So my dog Coop did the illustration, the homie PQ did the layout. So it's just the story of like how this was actually a fan, Brian Kaiser, who just like he worked on the Wordsworth book, the Cormega book, a couple of Wordsworth books, the Cormega biography. He's done a lot of dope shit. He used to Meeks, what was the website that he used to write for? hiphopgame.com.
What was it?
hiphopgame.com.
I think that's correct. Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, so this dropped last year. We're super proud of it, and it also has one of our probably most important interviews, which is the interview with Sean Price. This was about 2 months before he passed.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Sean Price. He just had a birthday.
Yep.
A born day, I should say. And so we have the transcript actually from that interview. So I mean, this interview is still available audio wise, like on all the platforms, but we actually transcribed it as just, a salute and, in his memory and his honor. Because that was definitely a turning point for us with the show for sure.
Yeah. Word up. That's dope.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. And that's available at all good booksellers, I'm guessing?
So we just self-publish through Amazon, more or less. So you can go to Amazon and buy it today and probably have it in 2 days. Or you can, we do have like a special edition where we actually did prints of the illustration that Coop did. And some other kind of treats and nuggets, stickers and shit that we throw in there. So you can buy that at our Big Cartel site, southernvangard.bigcartel.com. You can get the book and the package and all that stuff.
Word.
So,
yeah. All right.
So if you want the history on, Southern Vangard Radio, that's the place to get it.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Meeks, good to see
thank you
again.
guys.
John,
See you again.
appreciate it, man.
See y'all Monday night.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, man.
Right. Peace, y'all.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Big up.
All right, John. Peace, bro.
Peace.
Oh, shit.
You're too close, man.
You're too close, man. I hate that. Excellent. Wait, one more time. There we go. Great stuff. And welcome them to the Channel Zero family. Get them in rotation. Southern Vangard Radio. I think it's a dope fit. That give credit to JOJ for that one. So thanks for thinking of that, Jennifer.
I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Frank Renda.
It wasn't me. It wasn't
But
me.
anyway, you're welcome.
Yeah. Word up.
Jon Doe would know what that is.
Yeah. Yes. So there it is tonight. Ultra, what'd you get the other day?
You still don't have it?
Oh yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. I knew you got one.
Actually, there's a review that I did for Mr. Eddie Meeks.
That's right. Yeah.
But we finally got issue number 2 of Rap Central Station. And
I went to my local Barnes and Noble, and wouldn't you know, they had issue number 1. Yep. I'll be damned.
Wouldn't
wisdom,
you know?
knowledge instead of knowledge, wisdom. But we'll take it.
Yep. That's it.
But listen, Doc, come on. I got a full spread.
Looking good.
And I saw you in here with Chris Schwartz.
Yeah. I did an interview with Chris Schwartz, Rough House Records.
Yeah.
The Magnet himself.
And stuff in here from my brother Flatline.
Yep.
So, yeah, this is, listen, whether you see issue 1 or 2 or just get a subscription, it's much needed.
Yeah.
And it's very well curated. I would say that it's a good. It's what 12 by 12. It's like a record.
Yeah, size of a record.
Size of a record.
You can issue 1. So here's the thing about the magazine. It's printed in the UK.
Right.
So it comes out in the UK before it hits the States. I think there's like a month difference, but you can get it at Barnes & Noble. This is where I got my issue 1.
Global.
The easiest way, if you want it quick though, get a subscription. Go online, look up Rap Central Station magazine, and
there you go.
Get
See that?
Oh yeah, there it is.
Article.
Yeah.
Chris Woods.
Yep. Get a subscription, and then you'll get it when it comes out on the UK schedule. It'll ship over here. You'll get it before everybody else. So, but if you want to just buy it at the store, like I said, it's supposed to be in a lot of Barnes and Nobles. Finally, it showed up in mine. So, yeah, great stuff. Jam packed with articles and columns and stuff. And here's the other thing too that we've been working on for a while. That Chuck has made a point of. We do charts. Yeah, we do charts, man. So we chart music, and I do one for the Rap INST station. So instrumentals, and I chart any damn record, whatever I feel like playing.
But listen, that's the brilliance of it. It's music across hip hop spectrum. There's instrumentals. There's music from the 80s. There's music that just came out last week. There's, it's really the thing is, I'm very close to finishing like the magazine, but it's like I read everything because nothing was like, oh well, I want to. This is Cardi B or this is something I'm not interested in. It's for the veteran hip hop fan as well as someone getting in and wants information. It covers all that. So
there's a
great
lot
magazine.
of great stuff, and it's just kind of dope to have a fucking magazine again.
Yes,
it's dope to have a rap magazine again.
It's like the hip hop Rolling Stone or Spin. That's what I feel like it is.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah. So, yes, we finally got a hold of some. Jennifer, you should be getting yours. I hope soon. I know it's West Coast, so it's got to traverse the country, but fingers crossed.
Yeah, I bought one and then they sent one. So.
I know, right? Is it? That's exactly what happened. I found word. I found issue 1 at Barnes and Nobles and bought it, and then the next day I got another one from Chuck. So I was like, oh yeah. But yeah, whatever. I will gift it. So I think Phil Most Chill needs one. And Phil Most Chill brought back his Soul Man World of Beats articles. So
with dope discussion with Oxygen, who was on the show. Great. He's got like 4 pages. It's dope.
Yeah.
So, word to Wally Coco.
Right. So yeah. Check that out. Go find a copy of Rap Central Station magazine. You won't regret it. Great stuff. And I think that's our show for tonight. And happy birthday, DJ Premier. Happy birthday, our friend Large Professor, Extra P. And
that's a high but low.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to JDL, who was my favorite in the Cold Crush. Rest in peace to Jerry D. Lewis, the Hut Maker. Yeah.
Yep. Rest in peace. Another hip hop god has transitioned on. So unfortunately. But So but stay tuned for more stuff coming this week. Channel Zero, Dave and Mocha tomorrow night. Side B TV, Phil Jackson on Friday. And yes, we'll be starting Southern Vanguard on Monday. But before that, Sunday night, our man DJ Soulbuck will be back with the mixtape. And if I recall correctly, we're going back to Strong Island one more time, right? For next week's episode. Yep. So next week we'll be joined by legendary Strong Island WBAU DJ Wildman Steve. So tomorrow, next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Channel Zero. Join us as we talk to Wildman Steve. And looking forward to that. And thank you, everybody watching live, everybody watching on the replay. Please like and subscribe. Lots of great stuff here at Channel Zero. We'll see you next time on another episode of It's CDOC again.